Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, clouds of all ages, welcome to the most entertaining and informative, wholesome stream in crypto, the Sanctum Forecast. I am your host, Eno. I just joined Sanctum 8 days ago, and it is absolutely blowing my mind how fast the cloud devs think, how fast the cloud devs make decisions, and how fast the cloud devs ship. I am hosting today's show live from the Jupiter offices, which is confusing because I work for Sanctum. And I can't believe they let me in here. That was a big mistake. I'm yelling like a maniac on the phone. There is no one here. And I have stolen Meow's shoes. Meow has these custom shoes. They're really cute. They're like, there's a cat says Jupiter Exchange. And this is like, what? Says Meow. These are mine now, okay? Because no one's in the office. Who's going to stop me? So anyways, welcome to the Sanctosphere. The Sanctosphere has taken over the Jupiter offices live. They also have soju in this office, and I'm very glad they have some because after this call, I'm going to need some. It's been a very, very long day. The entire team has been shipping. I was supposed to go to dinner with the Jupiter team. That did not work out because we are grinding and burning the midnight oil over here at Sanctum. So Ben, Bu, anyhow, Xiang, really sorry for missing dinner, guys. Today is also the last year of CNY, Lunar New Year, I am told. So if you celebrate, to all my friends, Gong Xi Fao Chai, if I am pronouncing that correctly, wishing you a bunch of prosperity and luck in the new year, 2025. And I'm just super excited to start this edition of the forecast. So man, it is raining here like a motherfucker. Continuing on. So what is the Sanctum Forecast all about? It is about discussing the most delightful products in crypto. It's discussing those delightful products with the most earnest community. And of course, we're here to supercharge the fun, right? So the Sanctospheres of... I'm going to bring FP on here because I've been talking too long. FP, how are you feeling, brother?
Good evening. Wow.
Too much energy? Too much
You knocked
energy in
it
the
out the park with
Sanctosphere?
that intro, man. Oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. I
Look,
didn't know
we
you were
have...
in the Jupiter office.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm everywhere and nowhere at the same time. The Sanctosphere has 3 pillars, right? It has Sanctum, the platform, Cloud, the token, and the family, right? The community.
That's right.
How are you feeling about the Sanctum? I think that the name is catching on. I see people calling it the Sanctosphere now.
I like it. I like it. I think it's, like, and I came up with like 100 names. Most of them were shit, right? I like that. I like the Sanctosphere. I liked it. I
Yeah,
liked it.
I mean, the first idea I came up with Skyfleet, and then FP's like, what are we, in the military? No, we're not doing that. It's a horrible fucking idea. So, but honestly, I think family is the right feel because what we're trying to create here over at the Sanctosphere is this kind of feeling of earnestness and care. And I think there's not really another concept out there that really encapsulates that idea more than family. So anyways, welcome to the Sanctosphere, FP. I'm kicking you off. Goodbye. So he's my boss, but I own the stream. So what is he going to do, right? Okay, so we're here to celebrate together as one big family, and let's cover the agenda for today. Oh, before we do that, let's welcome our friends. If you are in the chat, I have not been checking out the comments. Eno, what's up? Yo, hello. What is going on here? GM, what country are you streaming from? I am streaming from Malaysia, friends. And speaking of friends, we have Soju from Jupiter, my brother from another mother. Big Z, who I have not had the pleasure of really talking to, except for slightly before this call. From Drift, Lostin from Helios, Mert Rugdust. But we have a better speaker here, so very happy to have Lostin here. And our very good friend from Japan, Pico. If you look at the trades like on... I don't know, like Tensor or even like Solana FM, which has been acquired by Jupiter, you'll see that there's like Pico Soul in all the trades. So like Pico is very, very famous if you're staring at the trade, the order books for sure. Okay, so moving on. The agenda for today, we have 4 parts. First, we are starting with Bing Bang Boom. So what's Bing Bang Boom? We have a huge announcement. It's an idea that we came up with 5 days ago. I swear to God. It's an idea we came up with 5 days ago, and we're shipping it in a couple of hours. So super excited to announce that. After Bing Bang Boom, we're going to do the big warm welcome with our honored guests, Soju, Big Z, Pico, as well as Lostin. Again, Lostin, thank you for filling in for the bald man. We're going to follow that up with Heart and Soul, which is going to be covered by our illustrious and very lovely designer slash head of product, CW. Actually, he does more than design. He does everything. That dude's a warrior. And lastly, we're going to cover governance because, what's the point of doing governance if you're not going to take it seriously? Like, we're going to talk about it on the call all the time. And, I'm trying to get the devs to do Funtarchy every week. They're going to murder me, but you know what? Whatever. So, all right, let's start with Bing Bang Boom. Let's get let's get a little suspense over here. Jay, I'm putting you on camera. All right, guys, you ready for this? Come on, all right. FP, Jay,
Ready.
dude, it's okay. Before we look, I want to tease this a little bit. I don't want to. I don't like being easy. Being easy is just no fun. If you just tell people, it's like blah. Who cares, right? So, kind of tell a little, like without saying what the idea is, give the backstory on this. Like we were at the Sanctum offsite in Singapore. Like what happened?
Should I go or should you, Jay? Yeah, so we were at the Sanctum offsite, and we had lots of ideas thrown around, right? Like we were building our sort of like 6 month roadmap. 6 month roadmap is an absolute meme. I think like we can't even think sort of 6 weeks in advance because the plans change so quickly. But like yeah,
Wait,
I mean there were
quick
there was
pause.
this yeah, go on.
Quick pause there. Like FP was like trying to rally the troops and get the devs to pay attention, and he's like, guys, please sit down. Did no one read my messages? Sit down. Let's talk about the roadmap. And they all basically just ignored it or ignored him. but as soon as we start, but I think he's absolutely correct. Like 6 months is a bit of a meme. There's a bit of a learning curve there. But once we start talking about 6 month roadmaps or 6 week roadmaps, it got interesting. And an idea that we came up with for the 6 week roadmap, we shipped it in 5 days.
Yeah,
5 days,
6 day roadmap.
5 days. That's insane. That's cracked.
Yeah.
All right, so keep going,
Yeah.
FP.
Yeah, and so kind of like the timeline's been all a buzz with sort of like SIMD 96, right? And for those of you who don't know, without sort of going into too many details, it means that sort of validators make twice the fees that they currently do, right? And that's like a big change, right? And so but as of right now, there's kind of like no way for validators to kind of like
Whoa, don't
share.
spoil it. Don't
Sorry,
spoil it.
sorry.
Yeah, don't
Sorry,
spoil
sorry.
it. What the hell? All right. Hey, C-Dubs, you ready, boy? You're on Sanctum camera.
He's muted. He's muted.
I know, he's muted. Not going to make it.
Oh shit, sorry. No, you caught me off guard right there. I'm still sorting out some product issues as we are
Okay,
speaking.
I think people on their stream are annoyed now. They're just like, would you just drop the product? Like, what the fuck is it? Okay, you guys ready? All right, I'm going to press the button. 3, 2, 1, let's go. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We have launched LSTs for every validator permissionlessly. Oh, we have so much to talk about. This is a huge public good. This is the most cracked idea I've ever heard. It's insane. It's literally insane. Like the devs were like, you wouldn't be crazy if we just made it easier with SMD 96 to pass all the priority fees, depending on what the validator wants to do, to all their users via LSTs. Now, I'm going to stop right there, and Jay, CW, we'll get you back on the stream a little bit later. But FP, this is a crowning achievement. I cannot believe you have done this. You have literally 10x'd. You have 10x'd the amount of Sanctum LSTs in like 5 days, right? So look, we got to talk about this. Like a lot of people won't have context. So you can't just launch into this with your big brain. And like, I know you're a prolific speaker and a great writer, but let's dumb it down for the people, especially people like me, right? So
Sure.
What exactly happened? Why did we do this?
Okay.
What was the impetus for this? Why did we start with this? Yeah.
So first of all, right, it's not me, right? It's the team, the 10x, right? Like I just sat here and told people what to do, right? So full credit goes to the team. I didn't 10x, the team 10x. But with that said, kind of like, well, for those of you who don't know, sort of like on Solana, you should stake your Solana because when you stake your Solana, you help to secure the network and you earn sort of staking rewards. These are yields, right? And what happens when you stake to Solana is you stake it to a validator. The validator sort of like, runs the validator client, which sort of helps to produce blocks on Solana. And, and they earn sort of like staking rewards and priority fees and stuff like that. MEV, right, from kind of like from the blockchain, right, and from users who want to land transactions on the chain.
So let's break that down one more time really slowly, right? So like if you stake your SOL either natively or by holding LSTs, right, you're earning multiple sources of fees and or inflation or just more Solana, right? So let's break that down. You're earning MEV rewards, you're earning like block rewards or priority fees, which is interchangeable, right? you're earning potentially like company revenue. Like if they decide to share, like specifically for LSTs, you can share like revenue that you're earning like into the LST itself. And lastly, there's like Solana inflation, which is sitting around 7%. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So like,
and yeah, go on.
so I'm just saying, so if you're raw dogging Sol right now, what the fuck are you doing? You're missing out on. They're missing out on all the rewards, right? They're missing out on MEV rewards. They're missing out on block rewards. They're missing out on Solana inflation, which which maybe isn't the best, but hey, if it's going to inflate anyways, you might as well get a piece of it, right? And then also potentially some company revenue if you're holding an LST. So like that's why people should definitely be either holding an LST or natively staking something, right, to help secure the network and also to earn these rewards. Ain't that right, FB?
Yeah, that's exactly right, right? And so yeah, I mean that's why you should always take a Sol. We help to secure the network and you earn rewards, right? So this is what we've always kind of this is what we're kind of going towards. Now, for us, we think that sort of like liquid staking is fundamentally better than native staking, right? And there are a couple of reasons for this, right? One is right that liquid staking allows you sort of full composability with all of DeFi, right? It's a token, right? And you can do all the things that you can do with DeFi. You can trade it, you can borrow with it, you can do all the stuff, right? You get sort of like instant access to kind of get instant access to swap right away to USDC to Sol, right? With a stake account, you can't do that, right? And so these are advantages. And the latest advantage, right, and is going to become, this is already the case for months, but it's especially relevant now with the sort of SIMD96 change, right, where the priority fees for validators are double, right? And that means that there's a lot of sort of like validated revenue that's coming in, right? But there is, as of right now, no way
So
to
I'm
share
gonna, I'm
with
gonna
native
pause you
stakers.
right there.
Yeah, go on.
I know you're super passionate about this. Like I can see you got that. Like so, sometimes guys, when you get in a meeting with FP, he gets like this crazy look in his eye, and he's doing it again. But let's rewind that, right? So there's this thing called SIMD96, which stands for Solana Improvement Document 96, right? So basically, they're proposals that people can put up. I don't know the mechanism by which they're approved, but there are proposals that you can put up. And the proposal that was put up for SIMD 96, Solana Improvement Document 96, was to double the priority fees. So previously, what would happen is that 50% of the priority fees that would just get burned, and the other 50% gets sent to the validator, right? With the passage of SIMD 96, right, now 100% of those fees are going to the validator. And now the validator can decide whether or not they want to pass on those rewards to their stakers. I mean, that's up to them. But literally, what you're trying to say, I think, is that LSTs are the only mechanism to do that easily right now without having to like crank, without having to build your own custom code, without like a validator having to implement their own. Is that what you're trying to say here?
Yeah, that's right. So for a validator who wants to share sort of like rewards right now, right, they would have to kind of airdrop it to every kind of stake account holder, and a validator can have thousands and potentially tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of stake accounts, right? And with an LST, it's one transaction. You send it to one address, and then it's done. It's one transaction is done, and everyone who holds your LST, it could be 10,000, 50,000, 100,000 holders, they'll all get sort of the yields like this. Right, and that's awesome, right? And we've always talked about the infinite LST future, right? We've built sort of like we always want like more LSTs, right? And I'm like we don't want sort of like more LSTs for the sake of them, right? We want like more useful LSTs, right? And this is like we've over the past months and years we've built out the infrastructure such that we can actually support thousands of new LSTs, and we've done it today. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that is absolutely incredible. I just love like the way that you kind of approach like new products. It's a mixture of two things. Number one, is it good for the ecosystem? I think that's the first like sniff test that you always do. And the second that you do, and I don't know if I always agree with you on this, but it's okay. Like I do appreciate this about you, is that you always want to do something new, right? Like something that hasn't been done before. And like SIMD 96 like is what epoch? I think Jay knows. Wait, hold on. Let's get Jay back on.
741.
740. So it was epoch 741. Yeah. Okay. And like when did that go live? A couple of hours ago?
A couple hours ago. Yeah.
Yeah. So now, as of like a couple of hours ago, 100% of those party fees are sending to the validators, and the validators can choose whether or not they want to share that yield with their stakers. And LSTs are the best way to do it. So I am super excited for this. But enough yapping from us, FP and Jay. Well, Jay hasn't said anything. I don't know why I'm putting Jay in the same bucket. But we have a bunch of guests that we want to speak to. So before we start speaking with some of our partners who are working with us already to share yield for their priority fees to their LSTs, Is any last words? But you want to say about the Sanctum Validator? Aside from the fact that it's not live yet, it's going to be live in like a couple of hours, guys. Relax. It's been 5 days. Okay, give us 5.5 days. Look at me. We are the crack devs now.
I think it was important to us to kind of like make sure that we don't do something that is like, how do you say, like opportunistic? Because I think a lot of sort of protocols want to sort of like jump on the narrative and say, oh, like here's how we're relevant. And it's like, I mean, I think every protocol kind of, has to play that game a little bit, right? But right, like really what we're trying to do is like, can we build something that will stand the test of time, right? When like in a month or two, when SIMD 96 is forgotten, right? Is this still going to be a useful primitive, right? And I think the answer is like, yes, it is. Like LSTs are like a very fundamental and useful primitive, right? And we want to, as far as possible, launch it as a public good, right? So we're thinking like no management fees, right? Making sure that sort of every validator just, so we cannot be, we're not trying to sort of like enrich ourselves by this narrative, right? We're just trying to make sure kind of like that yeah, like the ecosystem benefits basically. And that's kind of what motivated what we did. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you know what? I was gonna make a slide for that, but I was pressed for time. But yeah, 0 management fees, guys, and I will. God, I want to talk crap so badly, I won't. So yeah, all you gotta know is that we emphasis on we are charging 0 management fees. We are not extractive, and we're not looking to make money off of it. We just wanted to just make sure that validators can pass on yield from priority fees with the new SIMD 96 changes to their stakers. I think that's what's very good for the
ecosystem. Did we even tell them about the new page? Did we tell them? Is that...
No, that's not. Shush.
Oh,
what the hell, man?
Sorry.
Okay, you know what?
Okay, you can.
No, I'm doing the I'm kicking FP off again. This guy, he's just okay. Look, we have 5,000 people on the stream. Thank you for tuning in to the Sanctum Forecast. It is the most entertaining and informative and wholesome stream in crypto Solana right now. So, we're going to move on to our big warm welcome. We have a bunch of very, very special guests, and we're starting off with my very good friend Soju. Soju, you ready? Give me a thumbs up if you are. Oh, he is ready. I'm adding him to the stage. Soju, how are you, my friend?
I think I'm a little bit more used to this than your team. So,
yeah, I mean,
welcome to the Wiki Community Course adventure. I am sure you will do this a lot more.
Oh yeah, no, I'm doing this every week. So Soju, how did we met? I still remember how we met. We met in Hacker House, Vietnam, 2023, like March 2023, and you specifically messaged me on Twitter. Like I messaged you first. And I said, hey, like we really want to speak with you because I was working on a stablecoin project at the time, and you said, yeah, sure, but if I'm talking to someone, please don't interrupt me. I will come find you. Right. So the first thing I did was
I said I'm very approachable. Unless I'm talking to someone.
I know, but the first thing I did was I went and I interrupted you. I got too excited. And then you just gave me this look like, first of all, who the fuck are you? And second of all, what did I just say? Like, what did I just say? Like, don't. So Soju, we are going to go into Jupe Soul very quickly, but first, we have to play a game. You ready to play a game?
Oh my god. Yeah,
it's just a small game.
By the way, guys, in Jupiter, we give people a heads up on what they're going to do. This time, we have absolutely no idea what's about to happen.
Yeah. Well, I love that I'm in your office. This is my office now. This is the Sanctum office. I will lock I'm in the Jupiter offices, but you can't. What are you going to do? There's literally nobody here. This is my domain. I'm going to eat all your snacks. You have snacks.
You can have the
snacks. Okay, so you ready to play this game?
Sure, let's do it.
Okay, all right, let's do it. So there's 2 choices. There's regular soju.
Oh my god.
And then there's flavored soju. It's peach, right? See that? It's peach.
I just came back from Korea where I drank regular soju.
No. Hey. No, this is the game. Okay, you have 2 choices, right? You're gonna be a man, or you're gonna be a boy. Man, boy. Oh no,
I'll take the unflavored soju.
Unflavored soju, yes! Woo! Soju has won the game. For 2 years, I have been excoriating this man online, in conferences. Okay, let me tell you a story at Cat Bowl. When I introduced Soju at Cat Bowl, he had his mic on, and he didn't know he had his mic on. And when I introduced him on stage, I said, I love this man to death. He drinks flavored soju, but that's all right. And then Soju goes, fuck, into the mic in front of 2,000 people in person and 200,000 people on stream. So congratulations, Soju. You have finally seen the light. you have chosen unflavored soju. To any of my friends online or around the world who drink flavored soju, you will get cancer from this. Do not drink this. It makes your gums bleed. It's bad for you. And also, come on, be a man. Be a grown woman. You know, be a grown ass person. All right. So I'm sorry, guys. This was supposed to be like a celebration of Sanctum LSTs. I'm gonna bring FP on so that we can get back to business. Hi, FP.
I'm also sure FP brings us back to business.
Okay, so look, this call is good. If we keep doing this, the call is gonna go for 2 hours, and we have other. I'm sure people got other stuff to do. Sorry about roasting Soju. Just any chance that I get to make fun of him in front of 6,000 people, it's just it makes me so happy. So, you know what, Soju, give us the pitch for Jupe Soul, right? What is Jupe Soul, and dumb it down, really, for just people who are watching for the first time. They don't know anything about LSTs. Like, what the hell is Jupe Soul? I already have Solana. I'm long Solana. What is going on?
Yeah, I mean, I think Jupe Soul it comes from a very simple idea of we want to help our users, and Jupiter is always users first. So we launched Jupe Soul to help our users basically, and we don't care about making money from it, or don't care about making a lot of money from it, which is why we probably return the highest API rewards on the market. And Sanctum was just launching a token in time, and we're let's just work together and then launch LST, and then that's Jupe Soul. And Jupe Soul is a representation of our dedication to the user basically. So if you want to hold Soul, consider Jupe Soul. It's pretty good, I would say. I won't shoot very hard about why it's very good. We don't spend a lot of time on it because of the amazing team at the Sanctum team, really helping making it as easy as possible to run your own validated LST or your own state pool. So it's great. And I think one thing I noticed about Jupe Soul is that there's a lot of people who just hold tokens, and they're not very heavy regular traders. And Jupe Soul gives these people a chance to be part of the Jupiter family without trading on Jupiter's UI every single day and spamming trades. So some of us, me included, we just hold Soul and Jupe Soul and Jupe Soul and then do nothing. I'm sure a lot of people resonate with that, and that's part of what we are here for.
Yeah. So how did you and FP meet, by the way?
I know FP for about 4 years now. So Solana wanted to run these hacker houses around the world, and they somehow chose Singapore, I think, to run their first non-breakpoint hacker house. So it was 2 months after breakpoint, after the first hacker house, which was at the first breakpoint. And then me and FP met there, and then it's been 4 years, pretty much. And it's been a pleasure seeing him go from 4 years ago until now. It's been pleasure knowing him as a friend. Yeah.
Likewise. Yeah.
So, how did you guys decide to work together? Because, as I understand it, Soju has been a huge help to the Sanctum team, a huge supporter of LSTs. So, I'm just kind of curious, what's your perspective, FP, working with Soju and Jupe Soul?
Yeah, I mean, we've been working with Soju since sort of almost the Radium and then Solan days, right? So it's been a long journey. But I think what I appreciate most about Soju is he's a really honorable person, right? So it's he, I think there are a lot of cases where I think he puts sort of the personal relationship that we have, right? And I appreciate people who are honorable, right? Yeah, and I think he's also really, really hardworking, insane. He's so turned on, right? He's so on top of things, and whenever I want something, I just ask Soju and he'll have the answer, or if he doesn't have the answer, he'll get me an answer. And it's just a pleasure working with people who are highly competent and highly honorable. So yeah, it's a pleasure, honestly.
Yeah. No, that's amazing. And I love this comment that we got, by the way. Who are these clowns? We're the motherfuckers bringing LSTs to Solana, all right? So, you know what? Screw you, bro. And also, we have a friend here who says, I'm a boy. I love flavor. That's okay. You know what? I'm sorry. If you drink flavored soju, I'm not actually judging you. I just love to make fun of soju for it. Soju, any last words? Thank you so much for joining. I know you're super busy. You literally just came back from a very short break. And so you have, I'm sure, thousands of messages in your Telegram. You even spending 30 minutes here, I'm sure, is bloody murder on your schedule. Thank you so much for joining. Any last words before we move on?
No, I think just been a pleasure working with you guys, and I'm hoping to see SIMD 96 drive many more LSTs, which is ultimately what Jupiter is here for. We want to see many people like retail, someone chain, hold so well, easily from one interface, and that's why we're happy to work with you guys anytime.
Thank you very much. Soju from Jupiter, everyone. Give him a W in the chat, guys. A W in the chat for the lady killer himself, the Soju.
W
All
for
right.
the Sanctum team. See you guys.
Dubs. Adios. Dubs. FP. All right, moving on to our next guest. You ready for this, FP?
Yep.
All right, the man, the myth, the legend, Big Z. All right, let's get him on stage. Big Z, you ready, boy? How you doing, brother?
GM, can you hear me?
Yes, of course. We can hear you. We got W's in the chat for Soju. We love Soju. But yeah, no, okay. So first of all, you are a co-founder at Drift, which is like, Cindy and David, I think, are the most public faces of the team. But like the cracked devs who are actually building out the Drift platform, is you and I think Lil Perp, if I'm not mistaken, right? It's the both of you who are the technical co-founders of Drift.
Yeah, we're deep in the trenches, and we come up for air every so often. So thanks for having us. Thanks for having me.
Like I was very whenever someone says like I'm gonna get on a call with Drift or a stream with Drift, I just automatically assume it's gonna be James or it's gonna be Cindy or David. Like it's actually a very, very pleasant surprise that we get to talk for the first time. I'm like FP. I'm sure that you talk with Big Z all the time. Do you?
Well, it's pretty reclusive, as you say. Yeah, but
I'm here now. Let's chat.
Yeah, let's do it.
Well, so first, let's do a softball Oprah question. FP, do you know
Please,
what Big
no.
Z stands for? No. What does Big Z stand for?
No idea.
I have no idea either. Big Z, do you feel comfortable sharing like what Big Z stands for?
Yeah, you asked me before. You asked me right before this. I guess it's the character from Surf's Up.
And it's a penguin, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, it's a big penguin who used to be a famous surfer and reclused, right? So it's kind of on point. And now he's just helping other surfers like hit the ocean and grow.
So that's really interesting. So that's what attracted you to that character, was that he's reclusive and that he's kind of like a sage, and then he's passing on his wisdom to others. Is that what appealed to you about that character?
I just thought it was funny as a kid, and I just thought he was a funny guy. But you should watch the movie. Surf's Up. Watch
Surf's
it.
Up. Cowabunga, bro.
Surf's Up.
All right, we'll watch Surf's Up. So if you've seen Surf's Up, please let us know in the comments. We'll talk about it a little bit later. But first, on to more important things. Diesel, could you tell us everything about you want to share about Diesel?
Yeah, Diesel, I guess we've been chatting with the Sanctum team from the very beginning. I think they came to us saying, hey, we're building this, we're building this like LST as a service type thing. And we were immediately like, oh, somebody else wants to do all this tokenization of the validator for us. Like, that's awesome. I think before Sanctum existed, it was just JitoSol, MSol, and maybe BSol had existed at the time.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think Sanctum opened the floodgates, got people who were running validators to have tokens, and it was perfect for Drift because we're a multi-collateral DEX, and it just makes sense for us to like list. It just makes sense for Drift to have like all these tokens as collateral, like FP was saying earlier, for composability on Solana.
Yeah. So like, are you running your own validator? And if so, like, how are you passing on how much of your fees are you passing on to users? If you're comfortable talking about that, would love to just educate people more about Diesel. Yeah.
So Diesel, I think I just tweeted about this, but it's on average the second highest APY, just after Jupesol, just under. It's a close second. I got to figure out how Jupesol is juicing the yields even more, but Diesel is literally passing everything. MEV tips.
Wait, hold on.
Rewards.
I gotta look. Cash Donda is on the stream right now. We literally have Jupiter on the stream. We want the gun show. Give the people what they want, says Cash Donda. Look, But Big Z, I'm sure you got big ass guns, sitting in your dungeon just lifting weights and writing code. FP, you want to give the people what they want? A quick gun show?
I didn't go to the gym. I've been so busy shipping. That's my excuse.
And also, Big Z, to help you out here a little bit, William DK says, Diesel always maintains a very high APY. I always have it in my wallet. Super appreciated, William. And I think Big Z also is probably appreciative of that too.
Yeah. I think we have the same mission as a lot of these other apps where it's all about growing the stake, thinking long-term, like the position on Solana and just being like a piece of the Solana ecosystem. And yeah, passing on all the rewards to stakers just helps grow the stake.
Yeah. So you literally pass on like 100% of your rewards to the stakers, including MEV rewards, block rewards, etc.
Yeah, like as much as it's there. I mean,
yeah,
nearly 100%. I don't want to say 100% in case like something gets used to pay gas or something.
we can talk about how to kind of like improve that after the stream. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what you're. I don't know what your secret is, Cash. I know Cash is on here, and he's not going to divulge secrets, but secrets hurt nobody, All right. So I don't know if there's anything else you want to tell the people about Diesel. It's the second biggest yield right after Jupesol, and looks like Big Z has a little bit of a competitive streak. He doesn't like being number 2. I like a little drama on the timeline. I want to see a little shit talking. Keep it spicy. Oh, Cash Donda says, shh, stop talking about it. Any final words or responses, Big Z?
I guess, yeah, we're just excited that Sanctum is doing things like this, including like the Futarchy stuff. Just keep it going. You guys are a really good community, pushing new things, and I'm watching, keeping my eye on Sanctum.
Actually,
Appreciate
one
it,
question is, what do you think of? Let's get a little deeper here. Like, what do you think about SimD96?
Oh, like the thing that just came out with the priority.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tweeted while you were talking to Soju. Like, I got a funny screen cap. But during that, I was basically saying it's now more valuable than ever to stake versus hold SOL that you're not using to pay gas, or that you don't want to have like just as like a liquidity like LPing. It's definitely like more important to stake now than it was before. So if you're looking to rebalance, that'd be my advice.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you heard it here first, folks. It's never been a more opportune time to stake your SOL. If you haven't been doing it before, that's all right. But you need to change the error of your ways and start staking your SOLs. And there's 2 ways to do that. There's native staking and there's liquid staking tokens. But obviously, you want to use your LSTs in DeFi. So LSTs are the superior option. Big Z, thank you very much for joining.
Thank you.
And there's some people who are like, thanks for coming, Big Z. Let's give W's in the chat for Big Z, everybody. He doesn't come out very often, but he came out for this call. Like, I really
we should do a Z, not a W.
Oh, hell
no,
yeah.
No, Z in the chat. Z in the chat. Z in the chat.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, take it easy. Thank you, Z. You're awesome, man. People give him W's.
Peace.
That's all right. Z's. Adios. Coletta. Z. Oh, Cash Donda. Z. Caveman. Z. Lusitamo. Z. Man, we all love Z. All right. Adios. And bringing on to the stage. Oops. So we were supposed to have a certain guest, weren't we, FP? He has no hair, and he's a curmudgeon. He has no hair on his.
He has no hair on his head. He
You know what? We should probably stop talking crap about his boss and get him on before he leaves. Lawston, how are you, brother?
Hey, how you doing, guys? If it's any compensation, I also have no hair, so.
Oh no! I'm sorry. I don't have a problem with bald people. I really don't. We're frustrated. But at the same time, though, like, we've never had a chance to meet, so I'm actually really excited to learn more about the work you do. Like, before we even get into HSOL, Like, who are you? What do you do at Helios Labs? Like, let the people know. Actually, I'm personally curious. Tell me more about yourself.
I don't think we've met. Yeah.
Sure. I've been at Helios for a little bit over half a year now. If you read the Helios blog, like I write most of the content, like the long form content on there today, like deep dives into things like MEV or local fee markets, stuff like that. So externally, that's how you'd know me. And my title is like a technical writer / researcher. So researcher with small r.
Yeah. So I mean, like, how long have you been working over at Helios Labs?
Yeah, just over half a year now, I think.
Oh, that's awesome. And like, have you been involved a lot with HSOL or like, have you written anything about LSTs?
Yeah, we definitely covered LSTs for sure. I remember writing about that a while back. Sanctum's really interesting because like it's kind of an infrastructure layer that you don't see in other networks. It's something that differentiates Solana. That we have all these. We have such like a wide choice of LSTs. Like if you look at something like Ethereum, where it's like there's only a few big players, right? There's much. The choice there is limited. The infrastructure is less developed. It's even though Solana's a younger network, we have Sanctum. I always think of Sanctum as sort of like a bit like Shopify for like Shopify for small businesses is an easy way for you to set up like a storefront. In a couple of clicks, in a couple of minutes, you can be your own Amazon. And for us on Solana, like Sanctum's the same thing for like teams where you can sort of spin up your liquid staking token and it solves all of these infrastructure problems, which you could do yourself, just like you could build an e-commerce store yourself. But it's a lot easier to just use Sanctum.
Yeah. I mean, so I think that, especially when Sanctum first launched, there was a lot of chatter that was like, look, LSTs are a winner-take-all market. And so this thesis where you have, an infinite LST future with like thousands of LSTs makes no sense, right? But since all the liquidity is unified, it actually does make sense, right? I think that we've proven our skeptics wrong, quite frankly. But I'd love to get your honest take on that. Like, where do you see Sanctum's positioning, like just especially within the Ethereum context, even though we're on Solana? I'm just like kind of historically, if you look at Sanctum and our positioning today versus like where the market was like a year ago, just would love to get your honest thoughts. And it's okay, you don't have to people please or anything. You can give your honest, unfiltered, raw opinions.
No, I think what Sanctum enables is a really very like competitive, vibrant market with LSTs, right? So consumers have a lot of choice. The market is like, we've already been talking about APYs and how, my APY is bigger than yours because we do this, but like, that's good for the user, right? That's good for the end consumer.
Okay. Can we get everybody in the chat type my APY is bigger than yours? That's the new meta. Hold on. I'm sorry. I want to continue this call, but I just can't. I have to type my APY is bigger than yours.
It's bigger than yours.
Big Z, bigger Z. Big Z energy.
Okay. All right. So that is big Z energy. My APY is bigger than yours. Jupiter, how are you juicing the APYs? But yeah, what can you tell us specifically about HSOL, right? Like, what are you passing on to your users, and like, kind of how are you viewing HSOL in like the larger LST universe?
Yeah, sure. Well, Helios is the #1 validator by stake on Solana. We started our validator around April last year. We've got about 13 million SOL now. For HSOL represents about like 4% of our total stake right now. It's about 500,000 SOL. We're like 0.0 validator, so like 0% MEV commission, 0% like staking rewards commission. And once SIMD 96 goes live, we will be passing back some of the block rewards as well. But I'll leave Mert to announce exactly how much, right? But yeah, for sure, we want to do that for our stakers.
Can I
Yeah.
just say, like, I think it's incredibly impressive how sort of like Helios sort of basically started from, because we were there, right? Like we basically started from just starting a validator to becoming like the biggest kind of like validator, or one of the biggest validators like out there. Like it's incredible, right? Like, and to see that, like that's amazing. So like really like mad props to you guys. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it synergizes really well with our core business, which is the the RPCs. So things like state-weighted QoS, enabling to like provide like these services there to like developers is something that like it makes a lot of sense to run your own validator for when you're you're offering those services. So there's that synergy. And then for us, like another advantage, I guess, for users is, everyone knows MERT, but like generally in the ecosystem, we're pretty active in sort of like getting involved in governance and like being good actors around sort of pushing the network in the right direction. So a lot of people want to stake with a validator they can trust, a validator that's like giving back to the ecosystem. And I think we tick those boxes.
Yeah, well, congrats with all the success that you've had with the Helios validator. I think you guys definitely deserve all the success that you have, and I wish you continued success in the future. And we need more diversity and depth with our validators, so it's good to see another heavyweight competitor in the space. Really appreciate you joining the call. Is there FP? Is there a last thing you want to ask or say, or Loston? Is there a last thing that you want to say?
No, I think I've said enough already with the API line, but I'll leave it at that. You
Dude,
guys,
people are getting dirty in the comments. Guys, this is a family show, okay? I use the F-bomb, but like I don't need to be comparing Mertz APY. I'm not doing that, all right? People are getting very inappropriate in the comments. I don't know what to tell you. Okay, Loston. Well, thank you very much for the quote of the night. I wish I had an award or a sticker for you. If I ever meet you in person, I'll give it to you. But that was definitely the quote of the night. My APY is bigger than yours. Every validator is competing with each other. Not every, but all the LSTs are competing with each other to give you the highest APY. It has never been a more valuable time to hold either LSTs or native stake. We obviously philosophically believe that LSTs are better and more composable and usable in DeFi. However, reasonable people can disagree. Loston, thank you very much for joining and really appreciate your time, brother.
A pleasure.
Of course. Adios, amigo. All right. And last but not least, a very good friend of ours from the land of Japan. We are bringing onto the stage Pico. Hey, Pico.
Hi,
how are you?
Hi.
Yeah. Genki desu ka?
Genki desu. Yeah. Fine.
So like for everybody in the chat, Pico has prepared a lot for this call, and like he doesn't speak in English very often, but like his English is still good. And I really appreciate that he's willing to go onto a stream with 7,000 people to tell them about Pico Soul. So we have some questions that we'd like to ask, and Pico, before we start, is there anything that you'd like to say?
Yeah. Hello, everyone. I'm Pico from Tokyo, Japan. Konnichiwa. I started out my career in banking and accounting, but jumped into Solana in May 2022. Initially, I built an atomic arbitrage bot before switching to become a full-time validator. And I launched my validator on the testnet in September 2022, just before the FTX shock, and have been running it on mainnet since February last year.
Thank you so much for sharing that. There are so many people in the chats that are saying konnichiwa, hi Pico. Everyone is like, if you guys want to give Pico like a lot of encouragement, or if you even speak some Japanese, like please like drop comments. Like we want to give Pico some like really good energy, especially since right now, what time is it in Japan? It's like maybe like 12 a.m. or something. Yeah.
Midnight. Yeah.
The Sanctum account says, "Yay, Pico!" Oh no, guys, the Jupiter team, they're back. Oh no, this is the Sanctum office now. Get out of here. All right. So look, I'm gonna be on the stream for another 30 minutes. So you're gonna. Oh, Xiang is here. Dixon is here. You guys are screwed. All right. Anyway, sorry. Sorry about the interruption, folks. The Jupiter team here is now, and I have gotten caught with my pants up. Stop recording. I'm recording. I'm the recorder. What are you doing? Put that phone down. All right, sorry guys for the interruption. Okay, Pico. Second question I have is you have this crazy PFP. It's like the weird. It's like the dude like looking up on the. So could you explain to us like more like why did you it's Young, hey, what's up? We got the co-founder of Jupiter. You want to just say hi to the people real quick?
Hi.
Sanctos. Oh, actually, wait, hold on. Come here. Can you say Sanctosphere for me?
What sentence?
No, Sanctosphere.
Centosphere.
Exactly. That's right. Sanctosphere, now endorsed by Jupiter. Pico, I'm so sorry to interrupt. I apologize. But yeah, could you please tell us more about your PFP and your emoji and like why you use
I picked that icon because I wanted it to be loved like a meme coin, and some friends even said my face looks like it. Yeah, it's now loved by users worldwide.
This is a trip. I love this. Okay, next question. How did you start like working with us? Like, how did you start working with Sanctum? Like, could you tell us a little bit more about that story?
Yeah. Last March, I had the opportunity to join the Sanctum LST operators. I still remember feeling lucky when Jay reached out shortly after my mainnet launch. By becoming an LST operator, our delegation increased to 10 times. And I was excited by the idea of turning LST into character-like pets, and almost like raising Pokemon. I was excited at the breakpoint in Singapore. I went for a morning run with FP. I'll never forget seeing he running barefoot through the city. Singapore is a very clean city. People are running barefoot. Really amazing, I thought.
Yeah, for people who don't know, FP really likes to be naked. I fortunately have not seen everything yet, but yeah, he likes to not wear shoes and not wear shirts. He's often shirtless in meetings, but that's why the devs are so cracked. But the next question is like, could you tell us more about like Pico Validator? Like, why did you decide to start Pico Validator, and like, what were you trying to accomplish?
Yeah, my concept is simple. Give back as much as possible to our holder and stakers. Currently, 70% of our validator revenue is returned to holders, and offering an attractive APY. My APY is bigger than anybody. I try to aim.
And all right, everybody in the chat, type Pico's APY. Pico has the biggest APY. All right.
Yeah.
Pico has the biggest APY.
Yeah. I try to. And with 30% of our delegation coming from the Solana Foundation, and all revenue from that return to my community, and effectively my community gets 100% return. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. And could you tell us about like distribution of rewards? Everyone's saying you got the biggest APY. Could you tell us more about distribution of rewards for like native staking?
Yeah. I'm distributing also distributing to native stakers. My original program covers everything Taproot does. So if people prefer native staking, that's perfectly fine. Plus, Pico Storage sent to your wallet every 2 days, and there's no fees for like Jito Taproot.
Whoa! We don't use the J word here, okay?
No. Sorry.
No, we don't use the J word. All right, the J word is a horrible word in the Sanctum. We don't use the J word, right? But yeah, no, we aren't charging 3%. Pico's not charging 3% fees. We're not charging 3% fees, and we don't use the J. We don't use the J word around here. All right. So if you're in the comments, just remember, if you're trying to say Jito, you just say J word going forward. And also, we got people in the comments saying Pico has the biggest APY. I am splitting my LSTs into Pico Soul. That is amazing. Last question I'm going to ask you, and Pico, I'm so sorry for cutting this short, but we're going to ask you one last question. Is that okay?
Yeah.
All right. So the last question I want to ask is like, what are you working on? Like, what are you focused on? Maybe you can tell us about Threadripper and also maybe your LST dashboard all at the same time.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm I'm using a Paladin as my client, and this is not only increases revenue compared to J, J but also helps prevent sandwich attacks. And additionally, holders and stakers will receive a PAL token airdrops. So it's I recommend to stake Picasso to get airdrop. So
Not financial advice endorsed by Sanctum, but we love Pico. No, but we love Pico, so we're gonna let him say it, okay? So if you want to get airdrops, you know what to do. Hold Pico Soul. But not officially endorsed by us, but definitely we love Pico. Pico, thank you so much for joining. Oh man, people really love you, Pico. I don't know what it is about. Maybe it's your PFP or just your energy or yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Look, if you guys want to show some love to dude, you Japanese people are nuts. I love you guys. If you guys want to show some love to Pico Soul, you can say Pico has the biggest APY, or you can put the rolling eyes emoji in the chat, or you could put a P in the chat. Migrating to Pico Soul. Oh man, people love you. Pico, are you happy that you came onto the stream? Are you happy?
Yeah, very fun. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, I know you had to wait for a while, and thank you so much. I know we didn't get to cover like everything related to SimD 96, but thank you so much for your time. You've been absolute sport, and good to have a Pico Palidator.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right. Oh, we got a lot of rolling. Man, I am just so pumped for, and like we're not even done. Okay, so here's how the call has gone so far. We have like 7,000 people, almost 8,000 people on the stream. I am currently in the Jupiter offices. I have stolen Meow's shoes. I am drinking all of the Jupiter soju, and the correct choice is the unflavored soju. Xiang and the rest of the Jupiter team is making a bunch of noise in the back, but I love them all. It's okay. We've had a bunch of our friends who are validators who already have been working with us for a very, very long time to work on LSTs on the call. And, I think we want a quick pause here because we got more stuff to say, but let's bring this all back, right? Like FP, what we've done so far on this call is we've announced one of the biggest launches we've ever done. We've 10x'd the amount of validator LSTs, and we've shown validators who have been working with us. They've been working with us for a very, very long time to pass on fees from Rev rewards, from block rewards, company revenue, inflation, Solana inflation. They've been passing that all on through LSTs, and now as a public good, we've released over 1,200 new LSTs, right? As a public good, so that validators, without having to write any new code, can just pass on yield to their users. Simple as that, right? Like what exactly? The last space gets it. LFG PPP Sanctum, absolutely, right? So FP, I'm going to show that trailer one more time, but you tell the people like what have we just accomplished here? What have we just done? You are muted. L in the chat for FP. LFP. L Sanctum count says L.
Yeah, I'm not as professional. I'm not as professional as you are. So basically, I like we've been really working towards this future for kind of like literally 4 years, right? Like I started this journey in sort of like February 2021, where the stake pool program was literally still being written, right? Like this was like way back 4 years ago. And then very quickly I realized like it doesn't make sense, right? Like this whole Lido dominance thing, like it really doesn't make sense, especially not on Solana, right? And this is kind of like the culmination, right, of kind of like 4 years of work where we move from sort of like the Lido winner take all model, right, to the the sort of like decentralized, right, and like staking model, liquid staking model, that Solana should have. I mean I think Tony posted on the tweet, and I agree with him. Obviously, I do that. LSTs are like the way to go, right? Yeah, and I think today it's like we've been building this infrastructure for the longest time to make sure that this is possible. Because before Sanctum, you couldn't just spin out. I mean, you could spin out an LST, but it would have no liquidity. It would have no Jupyter integrations. It wouldn't work with any DeFi product protocols, right? Like it was pretty much impossible to launch your LST and get it accepted, right? And basically what we have done, right, is that we've gotten the infrastructure to such a level, right, and the product to such a level that we're confident, right, in doing that now. And then it's not just validators who benefit, it's stakers that benefit as well, right? Because even if I want to stress, like, I mean, we talk about Cindy a lot, right? But let's say, you know, your validator doesn't share block rewards, that's fine, right? You can still convert your stake account, your native stake, into LST completely free, right? And you can enjoy, right, like without their permission, right, the full sort of like liquidity layer from Sanctum, right? Instant unstake, right? You can have like in tokenization, composability with DeFi, all of these great things you get for free, right? And so you no longer kind of like really have to make a choice, really. And it feels like native, like liquid staking is basically and just a free upgrade over native staking. It unlocks like a lot of things, right?
Yeah.
That native staking doesn't do.
Yeah. We've had literally thousands of people join this call since we've just announced the feature. There might be some people who have no idea what we're talking about. So if you don't mind, I'm going to play that. That trailer was kind of sick, right? Like we worked pretty hard on that. We shipped that within like 24 or 48 hours. Do you mind if we play that that promo trailer one more time? All right, let's do it. Let's rock and roll. And we're back. We're going to be FP. Thank you very much for joining. We'll get you back on when we talk about governance. But now we're going to bring onto the stage our head of product, CW. Hey, CW. C-Dubs, how are you? Let's give you a W in the chat for C-Dubs.
Hey guys, I'm actually enjoying this stream so much. Right, I've been in the office for the past 12 hours. I'm still here. I'm the last one here. We are shipping like crazy, but this was like a breath of fresh air. I love it.
Yeah. And so, like, look, we've talked a lot about the technical aspects of like why you'd want to hold LSTs, like some of the changes that have been made with SIMD 96. Again, to remind people, or for people who are just joining the call, there's been a major change in Solana, and this major change is SIMD 96, which stands for Solana Improvement Document 96. It was a proposal to pass on 100% of the priority fees to a validator, right? So in the past, 50% of the priority fees were burnt, and then the other remaining 50% was sent to the validator. SIMD 96 passed. It passed. So now we live in a universe in Solana where 100% of the priority fees get sent to the validator. Now, that's great. That's all great. But there's no mechanism really for a validator to pass on those rewards to you as a holder. Isn't that right, CW?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, with LSTs, we're trying to solve that, right? But before
exactly. No, we have solved it. Yeah. Aha. We have solved it with LSTs. But you know, when you 10x when you 10x the amount of LSTs that you have, you know, that presents some UI and UX challenges. And so that's why we have this segment of the call, Heart and Soul. And the reason why we call it Heart and Soul is because we talk about the heart and soul of the product, like why we designed it the way that we designed it. And you might think that we're done with the trailers, but CW, you guys actually worked hard. We got another big announcement for everybody, don't we? Like, you guys think that we're just, they just spun up like 1,200 LST, like validator LSTs permissionlessly that will be available in about maybe, I don't know, a couple of hours. Like, that must be all they shipped this week, right? Wrong. We shipped way more. So CW, you ready to show this trailer?
Oh yes, for sure. Go ahead, man. I'm super excited.
All right. Oh yeah, we're not even done with the shipping, boys. Let's go. The entertainment
trailer
starts
number
3.
2 for today.
Yup. Let's go. Wow. Okay. So that I love that trailer. The music is FP is clapping. Let's get Jay on here too. What's up, Jay? Man, like we are. I feel like the production
Bro, it's giving me goosebumps, man.
Dude, the production quality of this stream, and I'm not even talking about me. I'm just talking about the vibes on the team. Like, just because here's the thing. Like, I'm not like, okay. It's just you guys. I've been here for 7 days. I've been here for 7 days. And like I have worked on a lot of teams. I have never seen a team ship this fast. Like it's absolutely crazy. But like FP and J are like super happy in the chats, I think, are just happy, I think. Everyone is another one. Yeah, another one. W's. But yeah, I don't know. Jay and FP, before I kick you off, and we're gonna let CW kind of talk about the heart and soul of the product for a second. But FPJ, like, how do you guys feel? You guys are shipping so much.
You gotta ship faster, man. It's not
We're
fast
not done.
enough.
We're not done.
Whatever.
We're not.
We're not
We're not done.
LFG, let's go! Sanctosphere. All right, we'll talk to y'all later. All right, C-dubs. Are you ready to? Okay, I'm going to add actually your screen, and please walk us through the product. Like, just give us a little TLDR.
Yeah, so this is what we've launched, right, along with the 1,200 LSTs that we've just announced, right? And I think really this segment of heart and soul is not just about design and not just about the consumer product, right? But it really is just sort of like the core principle of how we build products and how we think about product solutions at Sanctum, right? Like what FP mentioned about 4 years ago, we were writing this stake pool program with Solana, right, up till today, right? We really are trying to bring the best product, liquid staking solution, right? Liquid staking product to the users on Solana, right? And of course, with Sanctum, like you can expect no less when it comes to the consumer side of things, right? When it comes to the UI and the UX, and this is what we've launched today, right? So this is a complete revamp of our homepage, right? And really, this is the hallmark and the checkpoint of what's to come, like in the next few weeks, right? So this marks the start of our journey in 10x or 100xing our liquid staking user experience, right? So this is a new revamp, right? Your best friend on Solana, we are your liquid staking best friends on Solana, both for validator operators, right? And also for stakers, right? And really over here, we really have just sort of like tore it down and thought from first principles, what is the best liquid staking user experience on Solana should be, right? And this is our starting point. We're not there yet, right? We're not there yet, right? But this really is the starting point, and do keep your eyes peeled, right? So this is the homepage, our new homepage. If you go to app.sanctum, this is what you'll see. We have painstakingly paid attention to all the details on this page, right? And this is really where you can search up and discover all LSTs, right? We have currently about 100 LSTs at the moment, right? And the 1,200 LSTs will go live in the next few hours, and you can see them. Follow us on Twitter, right? We'll announce when they go live on our UI, right? But you'll see them all on the UI here, right? So it's all easily searchable, right? We have got for example, if you're looking for Infinity, right, here it is. If you're looking for Jupe Soul, right, everything is here, right? And
Yeah,
if you
so
want to compare, yes.
look, we're getting a lot of great comments here. You know, historic day, well done, boys. And also like Lusitamo is like, oh, love the new site, just checking it out. You know, so people clearly love this redesign. And like, just to repeat back what you said to you, I mean, like, what you're basically saying is like, look, guys, we've 10x the amount of LSTs that we have, right? And so in the past, like the website design, you know, it was okay. We had like maybe like what 150, 200-ish LSTs somewhere around there. And so like the UI we had was sufficient, but now when you got over 1,000 LSTs, like you clearly have to reorient like the entire website by category. Like, is it a creator coin? Is it for the validator? Is it for a sex? And like, furthermore, like how do you like very easily show all the different options in a very quick and easy way? So also you show, do we have $1.59 billion in total locked value in Sanctum? That is insane.
Yep, and
that is
this is live.
That is
this
amazing.
Is live.
Bullish.
Again, like this is the actual site, right? This is not a deployment preview. This is not Figma. This is the actual site on production, right? You can view this on app.sanctum.so like right now.
Oh man, people are loving this, bro. Like even love all the info about each LST right there, and still clicking on each one to see. Dude, this is stuff that CW does not go to sleep. Like I wake up and that dude is still designing. Like he's constantly looking for a new thing. Like even these little animations, they're so cute. I love it.
Look at this.
It's truly, oh my god. When you talk about fun, exciting, and clean experience, first thing that comes to mind is Sanctum. That is what I'm talking about. All right. I say this so many times. We build the most delightful products. Like I get that there are other killers in the space, and you know, all respect to them, but our shit is just fun. It's delightful. It's a pleasure to see, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah,
if,
it
if
is.
you want to compare who has the biggest APY, right? Like we make it very easy now, right? Just say
I feel like we gotta have a button somewhere that's like who has the biggest APY, and it like creates like an animation or something, you know. Oh,
no.
you didn't just you. Oh shit! You didn't just redesign the homepage. You also actually redesigned the LST pages too.
Exactly. So with
Wait,
with
you
this new
did
launch,
you moved in too quickly. Go back, go back, go back. You got to show
Go
them.
back.
You got like for once more for emphasis. Once more for emphasis. Just show. Exactly right.
Look
So
at
on,
that.
you go on the main homepage, you select the LST, and now you have this new fucking. I haven't seen this before. Tell me more about this.
Yeah, so with this new redesign, right, every LST gets its own individual page, right? It makes it very easy for stakers or validators, right, to share their own LST, right? Just click on this icon here, copy the link to a URL and share it wherever you want to, right? But it also makes it very easy to keep up with sort of like the latest data and the latest stats with your favorite LSTs, right? So again, this is just a start, right? We will be adding on a lot more information to this page, right, for over the 1,000 LSTs that we have. Right, but as a start, we have got the historic APY chart over here. As you can see, we're working very hard to pump Infinity's APY up here, right, recently. Right, we've got the total staked, right, the current price, this you can toggle between USD or the sold price and the total number of holders. Now, all these data are all completely live, right? So live, it's updating dynamically like every minute, right? So this is what you get. And also you have got some information about the LST over here, right? We will be adding yes.
Why did you feel the need to redesign this page? I mean, like this is beautiful, but I like for the Discover page, it made a lot of sense, right? And like this is way cleaner, more information. But tell the people like what design challenges you were trying to fix and like solve for, and like why did you feel the need to redesign the LST page?
Right. It's always for the users, right? And for us, users are broadly speaking like validator operators again, right? And stakers, right? We want all validators to have sort of like a go-to homepage for their LST, right? So this will serve as sort of like the foundation for that. We will be adding a lot of features and a lot of data to this page, right? So keep your eyes peeled, but this serves as a foundation for that. So it makes it very easy for any validator operator to sort of like, hey, you want to check out my LST and all my data and how I've been performing, head over to Sanctum and this is my URL, right? And for stakers, same thing. If you want to keep up with your favorite LSTs, look at your balances, how much you have been earning, all that information will be shared here as well, right? So we will be improving this page as we go. So again, it's for both sides, and it's hard to design a single page for two completely separate groups of user profiles, right? But this is what we're working towards, and this is what we will deliver, right? Again, so this is sort of like the user experience side, right? It makes it delightful, makes staking and liquid staking delightful on Solana and for everyone, right? But also fundamentally, there are sort of like a big UX issue that we're trying to tackle, which is about trust and being able to verify the stats that some validators claim, right? So again, we are trying to use this page to be as transparent as possible, right? We will be adding things like block rewards, the actual transactions of which the validators are sharing the rewards to their stakers, yada yada, like all these stuff. Everything is going to be verifiable. Everything is going to be to be sort of like on this nice clean UX, so stakers don't have to open the Explorer to verify. You don't have to do your own calculations. You don't have to sort of like keep up with Twitter threads. This is your go-to page to keep up and verify and trust the validators that you're staking with, right? So again, we are targeting two completely separate user profiles with one page, right? I think we're almost there, right? We're not there yet, right? But we're making good progress. You're muted, Eno.
Okay, L's in the chat for El Eno. El Eno. All right, I want El Enos in the chat. Not only do I want every single, I feel like every single time we stay muted, like there needs to be like an animation that we play. It's all like L's L in the chat. But no, like FP, you've been saying this all day. Like we have been communicating nonstop, like since the moment I woke up to like now. It's been literally 13 hours of just craziness for me. And also you guys, never stop shipping as well. Like we're all feeling it right now, I think. But the thing that FP has been saying in the chat like all day is like CW has been on a warpath, guys. He's like in happy warrior mode. And there's so many people who like complain about Sanctum product or like small little details. CW sees all of them. All right. So like I want you guys to type in the chat W what should we put, like Happy Warrior CW or CW Warrior or CW sees everything. CW sees everything. That's true. It's true. CW does
That's
see
true,
everything.
that's
And nothing gets CW more angry than like negative feedback about our product. And it's not even like he disagrees with the feedback. He's like, fuck this, we're gonna make it better then. Like he gets heated, FP.
Yeah,
I-
I think
I've
he
said
gets.
this in
Yeah. Go on.
I've said this in the previous call, right? If it's a good product, right, kudos to the team. But if it's shit, like it's on me. So I get very angry when it's shit.
Yeah. No, like CW has what we call in California no chill. This dude is look. This trailer was so nice, we got to play it twice. For those of you who have just joined the Sanctum call, not only have we launched a bunch of validator LSTs permissionlessly so that validators can share the SIMD 96 priority fees block rewards with you, the user, without having to do any coding, but not only that, we've completely redesigned our discovery page, our homepage, because we have 10x'd the amount of LSTs at Sanctum. And not only that, but we've redefined how to track data for LSTs, not only for stakers, but also validators in the LST page. So without further ado, the trailer that was so nice, we had to play it twice. Oh God, I love us. Is that too narcissistic? I just love how much we ship. I love how fast we ship. The ideas, guys, we are the crack devs now. All right? We're the crack devs.
Exactly.
It's been 5 days and we launched literally 10x the amount of validator LSTs. We've completely redesigned how you find and discover them and track data surrounding them. Ain't that right, CW?
Exactly. Can I just take a minute to? I know some of our team members are listening to this, right? Like this would not have been possible like without them, right? We literally thought about this 1,000 LSTs ideas 5 days ago, right? And part of those 5 days, 2 days were weekends, right? So really, this would not have been possible without the team. Like very thankful for the crack team that we have.
W for the cloud devs. All right. I want to see W's in the chat. If you have been on this stream this entire time and you support all the work that our devs have been doing, like, look, guys, I have the easiest job. Okay. My job is, I show up and then I just kind of go like, all right, what are you guys shipping? And I come here with all the high energy, but I'm not actually doing any of the work. All right. CW is actually doing a lot of the work and FP is doing a lot of the work, but I'm just a right. But really, the W's in the chat go to the cloud devs, right? So I'm not going to say their names because I don't know yet who's doxed and who's not doxed. I'm still getting my sea legs around here. But one thing I do know is that they work incredibly hard. And here's a little story that I've been telling other people, but I haven't told FP or J or CW. I'm putting you all back on the stream. Here's a true story. This is what? No, not this. No, but this is for real. I actually was unsure if I was going to join Sanctum. It's true. Like I had already agreed with you guys that I was going to join like 8.
Wait,
7 days
are we
ago.
having an HTHT right now?
Yeah. No, I'm a heart to heart. We're doing a heart to heart. I was unsure if I was going to join Sanctum like 7 or 8 days ago, and then I spent like literally like 4 days with you guys and the devs, and I love every single one of you guys, and you're all incredibly passionate. You work so hard, and so again, I want to see W's in the chat for the cloud devs. I mean, like honestly, like we cannot do any of this without them. Like they are just so high energy, and I'm so glad to be here. And it's only been a week, but what we will accomplish in 2025, this ain't the year of the snake. This is the year of the cloud, boy. So you know what? Thank you so much, guys. This is amazing. We've been shipping and you guys, can you promise me that you will continue to ship this fast, if not faster, for the rest of the year?
Faster.
Okay. I promise I will be
Fastest.
more annoying and more entertaining on the timeline. And I'm going to kick all of you out now because I got other shit to say. Goodbye. I love kicking people off. I'm such a control freak. This is great. I love this. Okay. Anyways. So one other small update that we want to give is we have a new blog. That's crazy. So we have a new blog. It's going to be live. If it's not live right now, actually not. No, sorry, CW. I apologize. I'm sorry. I come to you on bended knee, and I apologize for kicking you out. I apologize. When is this live?
This is already live.
Psych! You're kicked off already. It's live. I got the information I wanted, and then I kicked them off. All right. You see how that's done? You act all nice, and then I'm not earnest. I'm a bad cloud. I'm sorry. Albus would be very disappointed in my life decisions. It sucks because they can't do anything about it. I literally control the stream. This is great. So yeah, we have a new Sanctum blog, and as you know, FP is actually one of the best writers on Solana. He writes some of the best thought pieces, and also breaks things down very easily. And like you have been passing around multiple drafts we'll have two new pieces all about validator LSTs. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about the Sanctum blog, FP?
Yeah, so I have not been happy with the Sanctum blog for a long time. Like that's on me, right? I mean, and we were like, let's redo it, and then Crack Dev got it done in like one day. Incredible, right? Like it's Aaron designed it, Leon designed it, they got it done like one day. Amazing, right? These are sort of like the new blog, right? We hope to kind of like get like really good content out. I think someone that I really look up to is like the Helios Dev Docs, right? That blog is like amazing crack, right? And we gotta be like that. So we've got two new pieces, right, about commemorating sort of like this event. The sort of like new LSTs. One is for sort of like for stakers, right? So like everyone gets an LST. What does that mean for you, right? And then we have one sort of targeted for the validators, right? Which is that, well, we've got these new LSTs for you. We've made them for free as a gift to you. What does that mean for you? How do you claim them, right? And after you've claimed them, how do you kind of like use them, right? And we have like a lot of tooling around that. So we're explaining like how to use it and stuff like that. So yeah, hopefully the blog is going to be like amazing going forward.
Yeah. Okay, so that was just a minor product announcement, and here's the link for the blog if you want it. It's blog.sanctum.so. Dude, we're like an hour and 20 minutes into the stream, and I don't even feel anything. You know why? Because we have more stuff to talk about. All right, we're moving on. FP, you got to stay with me here. Kicking everyone.
Really?
You afraid of getting fired? Am I afraid of getting fired? I mean, he could fire me, but I'll still be a Sanctum fan, so it's all right. Moving on. Funtarchy strikes again. Okay, so holy dude, FP, do we ever get a break like this? No, I love it though. I love it because so many projects, they're like, we're gonna do governance, and then they do it once or twice, and they're like, this sucks, and then they just don't follow up. We're still shipping new product. We're launching all these new LSTs, and we're still taking our governance very seriously. So this week we had a proposal, right? So the proposal was, should Sanctum implement cloud staking and active staking rewards? And I've told the story on Twitter all the time, but what's absolutely insane is that you guys already had this feature already, like weeks ago, right? And then you just kind of decided, like, look, since this is related to community funds, right? Because the active staking rewards would most likely come from like community funds, right? Or some equivalent of this. Like, we should definitely put this up to a vote. And it's very possible that people wouldn't want active staking rewards, right? They might feel that a reasonable point of view, even though I don't agree with it, is it puts too much sell pressure on the token. I think that active staking rewards can be great for alignment. But reasonable people can disagree, right? So we didn't have to put this up to a vote. Like, plenty of teams would just be like, you know what, fuck it, we don't really care what the community thinks. Like, we're just gonna do what we think is right, and it's more efficient that way, and we don't have to bother. We took the extra time to build a whole governance platform, which we literally shipped last week. Right? And it passed. Should Sanctum implement cloud staking and active staking? Okay, let's get CW and Jay back on here. Woo! Cloud staking. We got cloud staking. It's amazing. And I'm just so happy. I mean, like this, and it was by an overwhelming majority. Like, this wasn't even a contest. Like, it was kind of like punching a baby.
Yeah.
What I
sure,
mean?
why not? Yeah.
So I think the biggest question people probably have is like, when the fuck? Okay, fine, guys, it passed. When the fuck is staking going to be live? So when is staking going to be live, FP?
So where did Nino go? We're targeting sort of like a next week launch, right? And so it should hopefully be live. There are some changes that we still want to make, right? To sort of like polish it up and clean it up. But we're aiming for next week. Yeah. Yeah. Can I say a couple things about sort of like governance and stuff? So let me give a bit of sort of like background about sort of like why kind of like what the bright line is, right? And so the bright line is like anything that so we have sort of like 40% of the cloud tokens allocated to the community, right? And the bright line is that anything that takes like a single token out from that community treasury, right, has to be put up to a governance vote, right? That's the bright line. So any one token coming out of the treasury community treasury has to be up to a governance vote. And kind of like that's why, even after having built out staking, we wanted to take the risk. It's like, okay, fine, it's like if community doesn't like it, right? If we don't think that it's a good idea for the long-term health of the token, then we even if our work is done, we'll throw it away, right? That's the right thing to do. So, and then I want to talk a little bit about sort of the idea of staking, right? And the idea of staking really is to try and sort of reward like sort of long-term aligned stakers, and in particular to participate in governance, which we know is tricky, right, and difficult. But the more important thing really is to try and get like distribution as widely as possible, right, and align sort of people more, right, especially before, right, sort of like the team and investors unlock, right, to get sort of like as much as supply to these people as possible, because once sort of like the team investors have the tokens, then and we stake, right, that's gonna sort of like make that, I mean, we will get a share of the staking rewards, but I want as much staking rewards to come to the community first before we come in. And that's kind of like the notion of like active staking rewards and why we're going aggressive 6 months for this 6 months to try and get as much token into community hands as possible. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's the
So-
kind of like overall. Yeah.
So let me repeat back what I heard, and you tell me whether or not I'm right or wrong here. So, like, number one, the reason why we put this up for a vote, or we put anything up for a vote, like, what's the bright red line, right? Is whether or not we're spending community funds, or would like to, right? Like, obviously, if we're spending community funds, it should go towards a community vote. Like, that's just a no-brainer, right? So that's the line in the sand, all right? And the second thing you're saying is like, well, why even do staking? Like, is this even good for the token? Yes. And the reason why it's good for the token is because it helps with distribution and also alignment. Because we have put an incredible amount of work I wasn't here for Wonderland Season 1, but I'm going to take a little credit just for the purposes of the stream. But you guys, I should say more accurately, you guys put so much work into making sure that you were trying to reward earnest people. Was it the perfect system? No, but like, did it do a very good job at aligning the right people? Yes, like everybody that you did provide tokens to, I think more or less we're very, very aligned with Sanctum, and we're trying to find other mechanisms to do this, something that's more scalable. And ASR is like a great way to show faith in the project and to reward people who have shown faith in the project by taking their cloud tokens and staking them. So is that just about right, or am I missing anything?
Yeah. And the reason I do not sort of think that I mean, I want to be a bit more sort of aggressive with the first ASR staking rewards because like I know that Futarchy is a complicated mechanism for people, right? And I want to sort of like reward these people like more, right? Early believers, early participators in the token. And yeah, I want to get sort of like as much token distributed as possible, right? Just to get like the healthiest token distribution possible. Yeah.
Yeah. We're not even done with governance yet because we still have to keep the ball rolling. Like, governance doesn't work if you just stop. Like, you have to keep pushing and pushing and pushing. And so we should really talk about Cloud 2, right? So we had Cloud 0, where can we get rid of this Futarchy, Funtarchy cloud? I'm so sick of it. It's so gross. I hate that logo. It's horrible.
We promised for 1 week, and 1 week is coming on Friday. So that's
on Friday.
That's you have to bear with it for 2 more days. Yeah.
Okay, so I will respect the results of Funtarchy. Cloud 0 was like change the Sanctum logo to this ugly red cloud. Okay. So, and look, I love Futarchy, but I hate that logo. All right. So so Cloud 0 passed, right? Not by an overwhelming majority, but it passed. Cloud 1, we put it in the forums for a week, and then we put it up for a vote in Funtarchy. And so that has it passed, right? So now we have to go to Cloud 2. We are currently revamping like how we are running governance. So like there are going to be some cracked announcements for that going forward. But number one, the way this process works for now, right, is we're going to have a 7-day feedback period starting from literally today, February 12th, right? So if you go to the Sanctum forums, I don't know if there's anybody in the chat that knows the URL for the Sanctum forums. My hands are busy. So if you could put that in the chat, I will pin that on here. First, fastest one is the winner. Oh man, of course the Sanctum account. Man, you guys do fast. So if you go to research.sanctum.so, there will be a 7-day feedback period for Cloud 2, right? And then trading will begin on the Funtarchy platform. So I think it's vote.sanctum.so. And so that's how you can vote. Like we are like currently thinking internally, like how exactly are we collecting feedback, not just from the forum but also the Discord, right? I am not a Discord native, so FP asked me to do something, and I was like, no, I can't do that. I'm sorry. But fortunately, Jay, this guy over here, he's cracked. So Jay's going to be helping us with figuring out how we collect all this feedback for governance starting from February 12th today for the next 7 days. And then trading will begin again on vote.sanctum.so.
Yeah, so the proposal will go live on the forum, and then there will be a sort of the forum function in the Discord under the Sanctum Research and the Cloud Proposals channel. Cloud 2, I'll ping it later in the Sanctum DAO once the Cloud 2 proposal is live, and then you can basically like comment there.
Yeah, we really got a lot of feedback from people in terms of like the meta sort of like proposal process, which is like, hey, like I don't feel like my voice was heard. Like I feel like the discussion wasn't sort of like maximally productive because like the conversations and stuff. And so like bear with us, right? We're working through this, right? We're figuring out the best way to solicit feedback and improve the process. So we're working on it, right? There are going to be many votes, but please give us some time to sort of like iron out the kinks. But we are sort of like genuinely interested in getting people's feedback and passing the best proposals possible, right? Like it's not supposed to be a rubber stamp, right? We're not just like, oh, take it or leave it. Like we actually genuinely want to hear your comments, and if we didn't, we wouldn't go through this whole like cock and bull sort of process.
Yeah. I mean, like in 2024, I think we can all agree that Sanctum was building a very delightful product, but we could have done a better job with community. I don't think anyone on the team disagrees with that. And this year in 2025, not only are we 10xing the amount of LSTs, but we're 10xing our community feedback, our community outreach. Like we're being super aggressive with making sure that we're collecting all the feedback that we need to make sure that people feel heard. And guys, governance is not a flashy thing, right? Like I'm trying to make this as exciting as I can, but like inherently governance is a serious endeavor where we have real discussions, and people who we like and we think are good actors, we will disagree with them from time to time. And like, it's not that we hate each other, it's not that we don't like each other, but my point is that this is a process, right? So unlike a button, for example, right? Like a button or a homepage. Look, a normal team it'd take them like 2 weeks to 3 weeks, but the Sanctum team it only takes 5 days. Damn, the Jupiter boys are loud. They are rowdy. But like it's not just like a button or something that you can implement. Like governance is something that thank you very much for the drink apparently. But governance is not just something that you can just turn on. It is a process where you are trying to take humans and coordinate them together. So this is a very long-winded way of saying that we're trying to good governance is centered around trust, and trust takes time to build, and it also takes time to create systems in which we can like the technical systems to where we can hear everybody, right? And how do we let people know that they've been heard, even if we disagree with them, right? We certainly can't respond to everybody, but we can try to think of interesting new solutions that have never been tried before about how we collect feedback, not only on the Discord, but how we collect feedback on research.sanctum.so. So this has just been an Eno speech about like how hard governance is. It is a puzzle. Yes, we want to move fast, but it's for governance. I think it's less about doing it fast and about doing it right. And I think maybe Jay and FP might even have different opinions here, but that's kind of where I stand. Do you guys have any other, like, how do you guys feel about it?
Yeah, I think that there's a lot of room to improve here. I know the first 2 weeks we had a big splash, but I think the community is still getting pretty used to this new governance system. I know there's a lot of questions at FAQ. We've got some educational content planned, and we're gonna keep pumping it out until the whole community understands fully, like exactly, and they're very comfortable, right? Let's do it slowly and together, and we'll figure this out.
Yeah, because like Funtarchy, if done correctly, like seriously, if Funtarchy is done correctly, and like we don't talk about token price on this show because like it's not about today's price, it's about like price is a lagging indicator of delightful product and happy users, right? And revenue. Like price follows those things. If you work on the fundamentals, which is happy users and great product, the price will follow. But that being said, Futarchy is by design a price booster, right? And the reason why Futarchy by design is a price booster, even though we're not talking about price specifically, like how Futarchy works is you are taking educated guesses on whether or not a proposal will either increase or decrease the price of a token, right? And if your DAO works together and we listen to the DAO and we create systems in which your voices are heard, we can have honest, respectful, trustworthy conversation. We will come up with really high quality proposals for the Sanctum team to work on and for us to execute on, which means happy Cloud fam everywhere. That's the true goal here. This governance is not a short-term endeavor. It's a machine to create productive proposals that will push Sanctum and the Sanctosphere and the Cloud token and the family together.
Exactly.
Okay, I think I'm sick of hearing my own voice. I think you guys are all sick of hearing my own voice too. I have a whiskey and I have a soju, and I am about ready to clock out. I have been working literally since the moment. FP, you told me this was a part-time job. This is not a part-time job, bro.
It's a startup, man. You gotta do what you gotta do.
We don't do part-times here. No part-times here. It's
you guys,
fake.
you fuckers
It's
tricked me.
full-time and it's full-time.
Okay, we got a couple of comments here, and look, look. We don't have an outro yet. We're building that out. There's so many content ideas we have. I hope you guys had fun at the Sanctum Forecast. I'm not leaving yet, guys. Like I'm gonna stay here for a little while because I want to help answer questions and vibe. Jay and FP, I know you guys are. I've been seeing the chats. Like everything is on fire. Like if you have to go deal with that, you can. But if you can spare like maybe 5 more minutes to like talk with community, I would really appreciate that. This has been the end. I wish there was music. There's no music.
We gotta have like a closing.
I know.
You're supposed to get us the Cartoon Network animation next week, aren't you?
I know. Look, man. Look, could you give me a break? I've been shipping. Like, are you really giving me crap right now? Like, I took your streams and
in front of 10,000 people.
Yeah, like 10x better, and now you're like, okay, another 10x. It's like, just give me you know exactly what I'm working on. We had our stand up
man.
literally yesterday.
Right.
Give me a break. God, this guy's on my I love you, FP.
I love you.
Okay,
too.
but no, seriously. Let's answer a couple of questions. Eno, what energy drinks do you use? I need your energy. It's called Cloud Juice. Okay, you work with FP, and then he forces you to do stuff, and it's really fun. And then you just keep doing that. Like Jay is almost burnt. Like the only reason why I think I joined this team is because Jay is almost dead. Jay is dead, man. Jay has done. He's doing everything. He's doing socials. He's doing ops. He's doing design. He's coordinating all the speakers. He's doing BD. Like, what doesn't Jay do? It's crazy.
Sleep. Probably.
Jay seems tired. Is he okay? No, he's not okay, guys. That's why I'm here. He's not okay. Jay, are you okay?
No.
No, actually, so I'll be honest, guys. Today has just been crazy. We have not even talked about Cloud 2, which is embarrassing oversight on my part. What is Cloud 2, guys?
Yeah. Okay. So don't stress, right? We can talk about it sort of like next stream. But Cloud 2 is about should Sanctum put Cloud? Should Sanctum use Cloud to incentivize Meteora DLMM pools or HawkFi Cloud USDC vaults? Right, and that's kind of what we're doing. And the idea here is that firms have approached us wanting to buy Cloud, but it's difficult to buy Cloud on chain in size. And so the idea is that we might incentivize some liquidity there. So we're polling the community to see if that's a good idea. That's the long and short of it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So we will talk more about Jay. You got to mute yourself, brother. You're killing me. Yeah, we will talk more about Cloud 2 in future calls. Are there any questions from the audience? Wait, here's another question. Can we vote and stake? By the way, if you have questions, please put this is my favorite part of the call. It's actually the end. You don't have to go home. I mean, you can't, but if you have questions, please ask. Can we vote and stake from different wallets? Using Ledger on every vote and connecting Ledger each time to a web page is stressful. I know. I can understand why people think that.
Yeah, unfortunately, we don't have this functionality. I do agree. Like this is something that like it is a big like UI UX problem. Yeah, but we don't. Unfortunately, we can't support that right now. Yeah.
You know what though? He should put it up as a proposal. I'm being for real. No?
Yeah,
Well,
that's
I
a
mean,
good
no,
idea.
because it's not really See, this is why, like, okay, I'm gonna have like a live team session. This is an internal conversation, guys, but you guys get to see what comms between Jay, FP, and I look like. So this is why I was advocating for, like, look, I know we're in the beginning of our governance, but this is why I kind of advocate for having like multiple kind of like governance spheres, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Because like the main reason why we're doing governance, as you've pointed out over and over again, and this makes the most sense, is that if we're going to be spending community funds, then like we should be asking for the community's permission. Like that's just like duh, of course, right? But then there's like this all this other stuff that's just like product related, right? It's like it has nothing to do with community funds. It's like I'd love for there to be a sub DAO that's just like users who are like very passionate about product and like making CW very angry. That would be hilarious. I would love that. And then you could have like different Futarchy votes for that. And I spoke to Prophet and Alec about this, but like their ultimate vision for kind of how Futarchy works is like, yeah, you could have like multiple Futarchy votes all working at the same time with different groups of people all working in concert. But I understand that would get very confusing, especially as we're trying to build out trust and educate people. So like we have a lot of work to do on that end before I think we realize that full vision.
I think the sort of like the meta level thing is that how should we surface new proposals to the DAO, right? And who decides what proposals get on and who decides sort of like what proposals get voted on, right? And I think that's like the meta level problem that we want to solve. Because right now it's me, right? Like I put proposals on the forum, we discuss them, and then we vote on them, right? And ideally this process, right, should be not just me, right? On the one hand, because I don't want to be writing proposals for the rest of my life, every week. And and also like I'm not the only one with good ideas, right? Obviously. And the whole point of governance is really to try and decentralize good decision making, right? But yeah, again, like we've got to take baby steps here. I have like a big backlog of like 12 proposals that I want to get out. Things that I genuinely want community insight on. But I think it's important to think about the meta sort of process on raising proposals, voting proposals, discussing proposals, and then finally tabling them up for a Futarchy vote. And how we should do that, I actually have no idea, right? But we'll figure it out. Yeah.
No, I agree. Like we need to decentralize these proposals because no, we don't want you like like writing these proposals all the time. And like, yeah, I mean like there are people in the community, the Cloud fam, who clearly know what they're doing. And William, don't be a smartass. He's like, Ito's trying to finish quickly to participate in the party while FP explains everything perfectly. No, man, I was I was paying attention. I actually invited. So I this is completely impromptu, guys. Like I did not ask your permission for this. You can yell at me later. But we have a validator who's actually like going to be affected by the new products that we just released, and like I would really like to get his perspective. So this is a good friend of ours, a good friend of mine, Simon. He runs a project called Solana ID, and they have created a validator, right? Something they did like about a month ago, and like did it get it right? His big question is like, we'll have a LST through automated validator LST basically set up automatically. So do you mind if I bring him on so we can talk more about validator
Oh, not at all.
LSTs?
Yeah, please.
Oh,
Yeah.
fucking awesome. I love this. We have like over 9,000 people on the stream. I'm going to be about as loud as the Jupiter boys. I just have to. But we have over 9,000 people on the stream, and we have just released literally over 1,000. Actually, it's not live yet. It's going to be live in like a couple of hours, but 1,200 validator LSTs permissionlessly so that new validators like, drumroll please, our good friend Simon. Hey, Simon. So Simon is going to be one of, like, you are literally the person that we were thinking of, or not you specifically, but like when we think of let's have like a group discussion about this, right?
Let's do this. I'm ready.
Like, So Simon, we'll have you introduce yourself in a second, but like first, let's just get to business, right? But before we get into introductions and everything, like let's just you were asking like, will you as do you mind muting yourself real quick and maybe not smoke shisha right now? See, Simon is part of Shisha DAO, and so he's smoking a lot of shisha, and it's been over 9,000 people. I'm gonna kick you from the stream, bro. He's smoking clouds, ladies and gentlemen. Cloud validator over here. But no, honestly, like, so FP, like, look at the face of a man that you have just launched an LST for. Look at his face. This is what he looks like. Like when you were at the offsite 5 days ago, you didn't think that the consequences of your actions would be on the stream. Well, guess what, motherfucker? He's here.
I think that was great timing, by the way. It was perfect timing for us because literally the whole topic is on like top of mind for me right now. Like validator game is pretty new for us, but I got approached by some really good friends. They were like, Simon, you need a validator for Solana ID. You need to set it up. So actually BM from Arastea approached me and was like, Simon, we're doing this right now, and you know you need to do it. It's a cheat code to have validator. We got the foundation delegation and everything. Like everything is done. So the validator is kind of, I think maybe 1 or 2 epochs or something, and it's going to be done. But then my question is, what next for solid LST? Because we wanted to do it anyway. I would have texted some of you guys anyway in a few weeks probably. But now that you have this automatic LST creation, I think that simplifies our things, right? For projects like us, because we're the perfect example for what you guys are doing right now.
Yeah, exactly. So let me kind of explain the process kind of like before this and then after this, right? So like before this, it's like validators came up to us, right? And they were like, I want to set up an LST. And then we had like a really long, like, well, when we first started, like the kind of like we started with like 7, 12, and then 17 validators, and now we have 98, right? As of yesterday, and today we have, 1,200 something. But the process was like validators would tell us that they want to set an LST. There'll be like a 3-week wait because we were really bad at setting up new LSTs. And then obviously as we get better and better, we just do it quicker. And today, right, what we did is that we looked through like every single sort of like validator that's on the list, right? And then with a few exceptions, we just sort of like set them all up, right? So anyway, we are kind of like minting them kind of like one by one. And so if you have already a validator live, it's like 99% that you are gonna like there will be an LST for you. Now, what can you do, right? There are 2 things there are 2 calls to action that we want from validators. One is that we create them permissionlessly, right? And so they are not officially endorsed by any validator, right? So we don't want like a valid, because we try to we try to respect the stakers and we try to respect the validators. We don't want the validators to come and say, oh, I didn't agree to this and this and that. It's like, so we are making it very clear that these are not sort of like officially endorsed by validators. They are automated and run by Sanctum, right? But they're not officially endorsed by validators yet. And that's where you come in, right? So if you would like to claim your LST, right, we just need it's a very simple process. It's on the blog post with a CLI. But basically, you just have to like sign a message with your validator identity key to prove that you own the you own the validator that we have the LST for, and then you claim it and you come to us, right? And then you can get to customize the metadata, the description, right? It becomes sort of like officially claimed by you, which means you endorse it. And then we can, that's like, and of course the next thing is that to have an LST, you want to distribute block rewards, right? And so like Pico, as you know, he built out this like infrastructure, right, to distribute to native stakers. Good on him, right? But right, for a lot of an easier way for you, right, is just going to use our CLI command, right? So we have built this custom sort of like a command line tool, and it's just like one command is like, okay, like first of all, calculate how much block rewards did you earn this epoch, right? And therefore, right, how much would you like to give? Is it 50%, 70%, 100%, whatever it may be, right? You set this, it calculates it, and then it's one command, it just does it for you. And so those are the 2 things you need to do, right? So claim the LST, right? And then distribute block rewards if you want to, right? There's obviously no obligation to.
I think it's huge. Honestly, like I think someone earlier in the stream, I think it was said from Drift, or someone said, you're opening the floodgates for infinite LSTs. Exactly. Now really, which is literally what you have done, because you automated the process. I can imagine the backlog was probably crazy before of people knocking on the door, and now simplifying this and kind of scaling it down to I don't know, like 1 hour setup basically that we need to do as a project, and you don't need to do anything anymore really, because like if I got it right now, we're not listed as an LST, obviously. We're just basically whitelisted, if you want to say so, automatically. But we have to claim it, and then we're on the list when I go on Sanctum. After we did that, after we used the CLI, we're going to be in the list there, and we probably give the name as well, I suppose. to call it LST.
So you will be kind of like on the list, and the stakers can go in, right? But you won't have like the description, right? It will say
Okay.
like Sanctum automated validated LST,
Gotcha.
right? This LST is not officially endorsed, but it delegates to this particular validator. And when you
okay.
claim it, you can set the delegate the LST name to whatever you want. Right? It could be ID
Gotcha.
Sol or whatever. I mean, as long as it's not taken, I guess, right? And then you can be like, oh, this is the official LST for Solana validator. I mean, sorry, Solana ID. And so on. So that's the difference, right? But you don't have to do anything, right? Like in the sense that it's all gonna have full access to sort of like Sanctum's liquidity, unified liquidity layer. It's gonna be indexed and tradable on Jupiter, right? So like, obviously we get a lot of like inbound from Jupiter, so you can just tell people, okay, go and buy, ID Sol, or whatever you want to call it, and it's just
Solid.
like everything is
Solid
just
Sol.
done for you
It's gonna
automatically.
be solid Sol for sure. Everything is solid what we do. So
Solid Sol.
if the name is
Solid,
gonna be possible. Yeah.
Solid.
So
Yeah.
I always feel the need to recap, and the reason why I feel the need to recap is like some people might just be tuning in, and I just want to just kind of bring people up to speed. So Simon is the founder of Solana ID, and Solana ID has spun up a validator, and I'd like to get into that a little bit more later. But you guys have spun up a validator, and over here at Sanctum 5 days ago, we came up with the idea of spinning up LSTs permissionlessly for every validator on Solana. And so just by coincidence, it just so happens that Simon is now affected by this. He gets this free LST. And by the way, how much money did we spend to create these LSTs for the community, FP?
Yeah, it's about like 10 or 20 grand. In
Right.
total,
So-
not per LST, obviously.
Yeah, but like we put up real money to just make this process like easier for everybody. Jay, I know you're busy. I'm gonna remove you from the chat. But And Simon, you can go back to smoking clouds. I'm sorry for being a control freak. I apologize.
I'm gonna smoke backstage.
I'm rebranding shisha to cloud smoke. And FP, I think one really key detail that you glossed over is that in the blog post, right, we have a new sexy blog that we have just released. In the blog post, you can go and see all the details for how you as a validator, there are probably at least a dozen, maybe more validators on this live stream. If you're interested in like how you work with us or like how you claim the LST that we've created for you, just go over to the blog post. It's over at blog.sanctum.so, and you can learn all the details there about how to do that. Ain't that right, FB?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And yeah, it's a free thing. We don't require anything from validators. We don't require any payment. It's gonna, like we don't charge any fees. On sort of like native staking conversion. We do take a sole deposit fee for net new stakers, but we don't charge any native staking management fees. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, we charge 0 fees too, which is insane. Like all the fees that you want to pass on, and you can set it up how much of the priority fees you want to pass on, et cetera, et cetera. We don't charge any fees on top of that, unlike the J word, So moving on. I know FP's like, please stop doing that. I'm sorry, I can't help it. Simon, so one thing that I'm super curious about is like, why did Solana ID feel the need to create a validator? And the reason why I want you to tell this story is I feel like validators come in all shapes and sizes, and a lot of people think that validators are just like, some of them are like obviously the biggest one, they're behemoths, right? So that's what you think a validator is. But you are like a proof of personhood, a proof of identity using ZK proof, like identity solution for projects, right? Like, why do you need a validator?
I mean, we're running a startup, we're running a company, and we're built in the Solana village, right? Not village, fucking city. And our job is to survive and ship products. That's all we want to do. Ship products that people can use. To do that, we need to run a profitable business, and you're not profitable for a long time as a startup. You need to raise funds, you have a token live, you need to make sure your treasury is there. So one big reason why you want to run a validator on Solana is because it makes money. Like it can generate revenue as well for you as a company. And you have ways and paths to do that, to literally, scoop up a little bit of money that you can use for operation expenses, or give everything back to the community, which will still help our protocol to grow, because community rewards for a B2C2B product like we are is going to help us a lot to bootstrap protocol growth, right? So it was the main reason initially was really to have some sort of income stream that we can use either to pay operational expenses as a startup, what we need, or to give back to the community to grow together, right? That was one big main reason. There's a second one as well. We can also double click on that. If you want to comment on my first one, feel free.
Yeah, no, I want to say like, you know, like I was hanging out with you in Bali a few days ago, and we were talking about like, okay, you have solid soul, and then you have the solid token, right? And it's like, but you have both, and is that okay? Like, does that split liquidity
That's a good
between
topic.
for my users? You know, and I think this is such a if you're a project out there, like I really recommend that you spin up your own validator, or at least you consider it. Even if you do have your own token, it's okay to have like your native token as well as LST, right? And the reason for
Yeah,
that
I
is
mean,
because, yeah, go ahead.
huge. I mean, it's the thing is, you can really strategize how to do that properly, right? I think that's also a Sanctum topic, by the way. Like, you guys should really help founders to educate them. How do you properly handle a token, a protocol token, in our case, Solid, next to an LST, which is Solid Soul, and you can buy both on Jupiter, because founders like ourselves that are not familiar with this tech, they're going to be like, okay, now I have two tokens that I need to put in the hands of people. I already have a problem of creating enough buying pressure for one token, right? Now I have a second one. But that's the misconception, right? That's the wrong way to think about it, because there are ways how you can really leverage the LST to create more buying pressure for the actual Solid token. One way to do, there's a lot of ways, right? There's probably no right or wrong. I don't think I have the holy grail here, but one way that I hear from a lot of founders is, okay, use the rewards that you do from your LST, use the rewards that you do from your validator, and channel them back to buying pressure into Solid. So whatever we make in LST rewards and APY from our validator, we can use to create more buying pressure for Solid. So if you're a Solid back holder, if you're a whale of Solid tokens, you might want to also buy some Solid Sol, because it will circle back into Solid buying pressure and increase the price of the actual protocol token. That is one way to construct it. I think there's probably other ways, and you guys probably know better than we do. So like I said, I think it's also a great topic for Sanctum to educate founders on.
Yeah, I personally think that there's a lot of education that we have to do for, especially new projects that are starting out. Like I almost would consider, like, for some people, like, don't even launch the token first. Like, launch your LST first, right? And like kind of get to product market fit, get some more revenue. But even if you do have your token, like, there are ways that you could still use LSTs, because your investors don't want full, as much as they love you, don't want to full port everything into one token. Sorry, right? They're going to have Sol exposure anyways. But if they want to be a part of your, you know, solid verse or the Sanctosphere, right? It makes a lot of sense to, like, not only hold the protocol token, but also like LSTs. Simon, thank you so much for joining the stream. We have like over 9,000 people. FP, is there anything you want to say? Face of the man, a man that you have affected very deeply and greatly, and now have given him new tools to pass on yield to his stakers?
Yes, sir.
L's in the chat for FP. He's muted again.
Yeah, LFP.
No, I'm glad you're doing this. And yeah, obviously reach out to us if you need anything. We'll be happy to help.
For sure, we can cook some stuff together. Thank you guys for having me. I'm going to jump off again. It was a great thing you host here. You know, you're doing a great job. Very good competition for Solid Talks. You guys are probably doing it better right now. I have to say that, but yeah, good job. Keep vibing. Peace out.
All right. Love you, Simon. Take it easy. So bringing Jay back on the stage, the reason why I felt it was so important to bring like an example of a validator is because when people see that we've done permissionless LSTs, like, the initial reaction from some people might be like, oh my God, you did this without asking permission. It's all like, dude, the validators want this. like they want ways to increase their stake, and LSTs are a very simple way to do that. You just go to Jupiter and then you buy their LST. They get access to our unified liquidity network, right? Like, super deep liquidity. And like, to incentivize their users, if they want to, like, they get to set the fees however they'd like. Like, what is there not to like? This is a public good. Like, what's the issue here, right? So I'm very excited for all the work that we've done this week. Do you think that we've screamed about this enough? Like, it's been 2 hours of me just saying validator, LST, and discovery page in different orders.
Yeah, we got to get back to work. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Okay. Look, I know that there are more comments in the stream. I'm so sorry that we can't get to all of them. Please have mercy on our souls. We are still grinding, and I've taken our chief cloud out of work, out of commission. He's already working right now. I can see it in his glasses. You nerd. And one public service announcement: if you call the Sanctum Cloud cloudy, you are not Cloud fam. Okay, all right. That the name of the cloud is Albus. All right, Albus is the name of the through. And why? Because the community has decided that. Look at the Twitter comments. I don't have to justify my decisions. If you don't like it, put it up for a fun turkey vote. So the cloud is now called Albus. All right. Thank you very much for joining the Sanctum. Oh shit! Hey, sir, please, come. All right. This is the perfect way to close the stream. Hold on.
What's he up to now, man? Come on.
I know it's too loud.
Sure.
Okay, we got Xiang over here. We got the
Hey, not
co-founder, Jupiter. How are you, brother? You're currently on the Sanctum Forecast, and we're just ending, so like you don't have to stay for long. But thank you very much for letting me do this call in your office.
Thank you for coming by the office. Yeah.
Yeah. So
He should come as well. He went to the last office, but not this new office.
not gonna make it. FP's not
It
gonna
looks
make
nice,
it. If you
man.
want FP,
It is much nicer than the WeWork, I'm sure. Yeah.
For sure.
okay. So you guys have the Jupiverse, and we now have the Sanctosphere. So
Everything copy Jupiter.
it's
lah.
Sanctum. Come on, don't give me shit. Sanctosphere.
Centosphere.
You can't even pronounce it. It's so hard. Man.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining the Sanctum Forecast, and I'm finally having this drink. So
Nice.
here, how about this? You take this. I
No.
take this. All right. Cheers.
Cheers.
End of the stream.
Cheers.
Adios, everybody.
Good night, Xiong. Bye.
night.
Good night, Bye, guys. Bye.
Okay.